Welcome to Black Voices in Distilling, brought to you by American Distilling Institute, the voice of craft distilling, in collaboration with Business and Bourbon. Do better business through building deeper relationships. This episode's guest is Victoria E. Butler of Uncle Nearest brand. Let's get it started. Welcome back to Black Voices in Distilling. Today, I've got a real banger for you guys. This is our third episode, and I hope you've been enjoying these episodes. I've had the opportunity to bring you Dr. Ron Gomes. We brought you Lee Hedgeman, and today we've got a real rock star. I'm really excited to talk to her and introduce you. For the few people out there that don't know this person, you're going to get to know her on a little bit more of an intimate level. So I want to welcome Victoria E. Butler to the program today. Victoria, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having me on today.
Well, I am so glad that you could work it into your schedule because I got some news today that tells me that you're doing some phenomenal stuff. And this notification, I guess it just came out. At least it's just coming to me. But I'm feeling special because I get to share it with the world with you. But for those of you that do not know Victoria E. Butler is the master blender for Uncle Nearest brand, as we see the brand right behind you. I love that. And what I'm told, Victoria, what I just received is that you went back to back. You went back to back. I love it.
Yes. I'm so excited about that. The news broke today. I've known for a few weeks now, but the news broke today, and I'm super excited about that.
Well, I don't want to steal your shine. If you want to share with the audience, what news broke today?
The news broke today that I won back-to-back Whiskey of Icons Master Blender of the Year.
Back-to-back.
Back-to-back, yes.
So happy for you. And
I'm feeling like Michael Jordan this morning.
You should be. That's amazing. So congratulations.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited for our brand, you know.
Well, today, again, I want to thank you for joining us. And I want to introduce you to the audience, introduce you to the members. And if we could just start, then again, you are the master blender for Uncle Nearest brand. Can you tell us, first of all, for those of us in the business and bourbon community who aren't so familiar with craft distilling, what does a master blender do?
I oversee all of our blending processes. Every expression that requires blending, that falls on me. The first one that I blended, the first expression that I blended for our brand is the 1884 small batch. And I have blended everything since then. And that was in May of 2019.
I'd like to just take a moment and talk about your story or share, like, how did you get to this point? I mean, what an amazing journey as I've read it. But if you could kind of share with our audience, where did your journey to becoming this back-to-back winner, where did it begin? It
began with my great-great-grandfather, Nearest Green. Mm-hmm. I have fully embraced my lineage in regards, to this spirits industry. Nearest Green was the first known African-American master distiller. From what I understand, he was the best whiskey maker around. In addition, he helped perfect what is known as the Lincoln County process, the process of filtering whiskey through sugar maple charcoal, the process that sets Tennessee whiskey apart from any other spirit. Mm-hmm. The governor of Tennessee signed into law in 2013, any spirit desiring to be Tennessee whiskey must adhere to the Lincoln County process. And that is still relevant today. So what my great-great-grandfather started, those traits that he possessed, I think I also have. And coming from a career in law enforcement for almost 31 years.
Wow.
To jumping into the spirits industry in March of 2019, blending my first batch of whiskey in May of 2019, and now having the beautiful distinction of being the only female master blender that has ever been named to Master Blender of the Year. That was in 2021. And now having won Master Blender of the Year again.
Wow.
For back-to-back wins. I can only say that whiskey is in my blood, and I'm very grateful for the skill set that I have that I believe was passed down from my great-great-grandfather.
The next Victoria E.D. Butler is watching this right now. And their first question is, how do I get started? So, clearly it's in your blood. Clearly it's in your family. But if someone is looking, they want to do what you do, where should they start? Where should they start from an education standpoint, or what advice can you give to them?
Well, a lot of people probably still don't know that a couple of years or so ago, our CEO and founder, Fawn Weaver, put into place and was soon joined by the folks at Brown Forman, the parent company of Jack Daniel, to start basically an apprenticeship program. Mm-hmm. And it's called the Nearest and Jack Initiative. And part of that initiative was to create a pipeline into the spirits industry for people of color.
Oh, wow.
And so that is one place to start, is to apply for, find out more information about the Nearest and Jack Initiative. The other is to just jump into the spirits industry as a bartender, as a hostess at a restaurant. Start taking classes. Just seek out those who are already in the industry and pick their brain. But the first thing to do is just show your interest. There are people meaning those of us, especially at the Nearest Green Distillery with the Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey team, who are willing to help. We have accomplished a lot in the last few years that we have been in the business. And we are grateful for every award, every accolade, every glass ceiling that we have broken. But we are also interested in pulling as we climb. So I am available if anyone has a desire to pick my brain for the experiences and the knowledge that I have. I welcome that.
Do you ever think about, I'm sure you do, as his descendant, you think about, wow, could he have imagined what is happening right now?
No. Even his granddaughter, who is my grandmother, Annie Bell Green Edie, I often wonder what she would think, how she would feel. She was very proud to be his granddaughter. She made sure that all of her children or grandchildren, great-grands, they knew who he was. And, she lived to be just shy of 100 years old.
Wow.
And so I think she is proud, of what we're doing. I certainly hope so. But I do wonder sometimes what she would think, what Nearest would think, about what we're doing and how we're going about doing it.
Well, I can say that for myself also, being a Black man, it is, I often think about my ancestors, our ancestors, right? And part of what has motivated me is to hope and think that whatever I do has made them proud. And
absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Certainly from what we can see on the outside, what you and your folks are doing, keeping that legacy alive is really bringing great honor and pride. I would think he feels that pride as well as your grandmother.
I certainly hope so, because that's what it's all about. This company was started to ensure that Nearest Green's legacy was cemented in history. And that's what the team does every day. We go about our business of pounding rock, sharing the story, pouring the whiskey to ensure that Nearest Green takes his rightful place in history and that his legacy is known around the world.
So I understand that you've got some new expressions coming out.
We do. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we of course added already to our line of expressions. The Juneteenth of last year, we introduced our master blend edition. This year we'll also be adding a rye and a single barrel. So yeah, we are continuing to grow and add, and it's just extremely exciting.
Victoria, when will those be available for purchase at retail?
I don't know about the rye just yet. I certainly hope that it will definitely be before the end of the year. Both of them will be before the end of the year, but we don't have confirmed dates about when they're going to hit the market yet.
Okay. Well, we will keep our eyes peeled, and for our community, guys, just it'll be in one of our newsletters as soon as it drops.
Well, it'll be before the end of the year. The single barrel I have already sampled, approved, so that will be first, and then the rye will be coming along later.
And your signature is on all those bottles, right?
It is, along with the little note. We did a Clear the Shelf campaign last month, or maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago now. I can't keep up with the time, but we did Clear the Shelf campaign to make room for our new bottles. So the bottles and the labels have changed, and we have started the legacy of Nearest Green at our own distillery. What you sip now in our 1884, that is Nearest Green whiskey from start to finish. So our own product is out in the market. That small batch is no longer sourced. That is all us. And I'm proud of it. It is, in my opinion, and when you get it, I hope you will agree that it is absolutely the best whiskey we've put in the bottle.
Distilleries are interested in diversity, right? They want to, they understand the impact and potential impact to their business, and just for altruistic reasons as well. I just wonder if I could ask you if you have any advice for those in the business that are looking to outreach to other communities, that are looking to increase their internal diversity. Like, what do you think they can do or should do?
They should be purposeful about doing just that.
Yeah.
Our team looks like the face of America. Black, white, straight, gay. We have it all. And you have to be purposeful in doing that. While we honor a African-American man, our team is owned, and our brand is owned and led by an African-American female. I am the first African-American master blender, female master blender. But our team is diverse.
Yes.
And we want to ensure that everyone knows that there is a seat at the table in regards to Uncle Nearest for everyone. So you have to be purposeful about that, address things head on, and not turn a blind eye to those things that are sometimes difficult to address. But you have to do it. If not today, when? Why not start now?
Well, I see the tremendous success that your company has had over the last few years here. Do you attribute any of that to the internal diversity?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When we, when Fawn started the brand, knowing that we are honoring an African-American man, but we have never targeted a particular demographic, namely Black people.
Yes.
That has never been our thing. Why would we limit ourselves, for one? And why would we not want every culture to know who Nearest Green was and to enjoy the fruits of his labor all these years later? So targeting certain groups, that's a fail for sure. So yeah, I think us being purposeful about what we were attempting to do right out the gate, that has attributed to our success.
Well, I'll tell you, that is a recurring theme that I hear as I talk to leaders that are having a lot of success right now in the industry, is that they're embracing inclusivity, right?
Oh, you got to. You
And what
got
that's
to.
allowing them to do is to connect with so many different people, connect with
Absolutely.
so many different markets in different ways that they might not have been able to before. So again, I applaud you and your team for the leadership that you're showing in that. And the proof is in the pudding. And Victoria, that's one of the conversations that I like to have with folks is, look, yes, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Can we agree? It's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
But it's also good for business. What's the best way to connect with you, Victoria? Is it through social media, or do they got to go out there, Shelbyville? What do we need to do?
Well, I'm gone all the time, as you well know. I travel a lot. The best way to connect with me these days is via email. And my email address is victoria.butler@unclenears.com. And I am on all social media platforms. I don't post hardly anything.
You're not doing like
I have never posted on Instagram, but I answer every message.
Yeah.
So if anyone, reaches into me via Facebook or Instagram, especially, I answer everyone personally.
Can you talk a little bit about the Near Screen Foundation?
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm extremely proud of the foundation. There were several things that Fawn Weaver had in the works prior to the whiskey even going on the shelves. And one of those initiatives is the Near Screen Foundation. I am the director of administration over our foundation. Mm-hmm. That foundation was put into place to support Near Screen's descendants moving forward who have a desire to continue their education. Yeah. We pay for tuition, books, and all fees associated with their classes. So I am extremely proud of that. I'm proud of our students, my relatives who are taking advantage of that and doing quite well. Come see us at the distillery.
And
even if you don't drink, there is a wealth of history there at the Near Screen Distillery. So consider this your personal invitation to come visit our distillery. We sit on 323 beautiful acres in Shelbyville, Tennessee. We are building out, almost to completion, building out the longest bar in the world, literally. What? And we have the first non-alcoholic speakeasy at the Near Screen Distillery. So you got to come visit. It's special. It really is.
All right. You guys had your own personal invitation.
Absolutely.
And rest assured, Business and Bourbon family, we'll be there. There'll be pictures and video to show you. So you want to make sure and get out. Victoria, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk with you.
And I'll look forward to seeing you very soon. Okay.
Absolutely. Cheers, everybody.